Have you seen there are youngsters like cockroaches. They don't get any employment. They don't have any place in profession. Some of them become media. Some of them become social media. Some of them become RTI activists. Some of them become another activists, and they start attacking everyone.
चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया खुद देश के युवाओं की तुलना कॉकरोच से करते हैं, तो उसका जवाब जो है कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी की ओर से किया गया।
कॉकरोच कौन है भाई? वो चीफ जस्टिस को बोलना पड़ रहा है।
ये जो आप पीछे देख रहे हो ना, ये कोई मजाक नहीं है, ये सीरियस स्टफ है। कुछ ही दिन पहले हमारे चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया सूर्य कांत ने बोला था कि हमारे देश के यंगस्टर्स जिनके पास काम नहीं है, उनमें से कुछ मीडिया में चले जाते हैं, कुछ सोशल मीडिया में चले जाते हैं, कुछ एक्टिविस्ट बन जाते हैं, कुछ आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट बन जाती है। ये सब कॉकरोच के समान है। जब तुम गटर बनाओगे ना देश को, तो कॉकरोच ही बनेंगे वहां पे। तो बस सोशल मीडिया पर अब देश का यूथ जाग गया है और कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी बना दी गई है।
It looked at first like the sort of courtroom remark that trends for 6 hours, sparks 14 angry Instagram stories, a few think pieces, and then quietly disappears into India's ever-growing archive of online outrage. The internet, however, had other plans.
Have you seen there are youngsters like cockroaches. They don't get any employment. They don't have any place in profession. Some of them become media. Some of them become social media. Some of them become RTI activists. Some of them become another activists, and they start attacking everyone.
When Chief Justice of India Surya Kant remarked during a Supreme Court hearing last week that the unemployed youth often drift into media, social media, and RTI activism and quote-unquote attack the system like cockroaches, it seemed destined to become just another controversy in India's endlessly caffeinated political discourse. Instead, within days, the metaphor turned into a movement. By the weekend, India had a new political outfit. Well, at least online. It came with a website, a manifesto, campaign songs, volunteer activity, political endorsement, and a slogan aimed squarely at a generation that increasingly feels overqualified, underemployed, and permanently stuck in limbo. It called itself the Cockroach Janta Party or CJP. जब इंडिया को गटर बनाओगे तो यहाँ सब कॉकरोच ही पैदा होंगे। ये हमारी नहीं, सिस्टम की पैदाइश है, reads a viral post put forth by the CJP. Describing itself as the voice of the lazy and unemployed, the fledgling digital movement has emerged as one of the more unusual political responses to institutional language in recent memory. Part satire, part protest, and increasingly part political experiment. The controversy began during a Supreme Court hearing on May 15th. While criticizing what he viewed as frivolous litigation, CJI Surya Kant reportedly remarked that unemployed young people who fail to find work often become media professionals, social media activists, or RTI campaigners, likening them to cockroaches who quote-unquote attack the system. The comments triggered immediate backlash online. Journalists, RTI activists, and unemployed youth accused the CJI of using dehumanizing language to describe citizens exercising constitutional rights.
नमस्कार मेरे जेनजी जनरेशन के लेजी दोस्तों, सिस्टम ने हम बेरोजगार लोगों को कॉकरोच बोला है, तो हमने सोचा क्यों ना हम सब मिलकर अपनी ही पार्टी बनाए, इसलिए बनी है कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी। हम वही जनरेशन है जिसके पास डिग्री है लेकिन नौकरी नहीं, सपने हैं लेकिन सिस्टम नहीं। ये है कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी का संविधान। यहाँ जुमले नहीं, सीधे वादे लिखे गए हैं। पहला वादा, रिटायरमेंट के बाद किसी जज को इनाम में राज्यसभा की सीट नहीं मिलेगी। दूसरा वादा, हर असली वोट सुरक्षित रहेगा, लोकतंत्र किसी का खिलौना नहीं है। तीसरा वादा, संसद और कैबिनेट में 50% महिलाओं को सीधा अधिकार मिलेगा। चौथा वादा, मीडिया सवाल पूछेगा, सिर्फ सरकार की तारीफ नहीं करेगा। पांचवा वादा, पार्टी बदलने वाले नेताओं पर 20 साल तक चुनाव लड़ने पर रोक लगेगी। लोग हमारा मजाक उड़ाते हैं लेकिन याद रखो, कॉकरोच कभी हार नहीं मानता। अगर तुम भी सिस्टम से परेशान हो तो आज ही कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी ज्वाइन करो। हम छोटी जाति नहीं, मेहनती प्रजाति हैं। कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी जिंदाबाद।
Critics argued that filing RTIs or asking inconvenient political questions could hardly be equated with institutional sabotage. The outrage intensified, meaning clips, transcripts, and hot takes spread across X faster than most government clarifications ever do. Within a day, the Chief Justice issued a clarification stating that his remarks had been misunderstood and were directed at individuals entering professions using fake and bogus degrees, not unemployed youth more broadly. I am proud of the present and future human resource of the country. Every youth of India inspires me. I see them as pillars of a developed India, he said. But then, however, the internet had already moved on to its next phase, that is, organization. Or in internet terms, the memes had now truly become operational. Enter the Cockroach Janta Party. On May 16, digital commentator Abhijit Dipke posted what initially appeared to be little more than a joke. Launching a new platform for all cockroaches out there, he wrote on X. Eligibility criteria: unemployed, lazy, chronically online, ability to rant professionally. The tone was unmistakably tongue-in-cheek, but the response was immediate. Within hours, thousands had joined online groups linked to the initiative. Soon after, a website, that is cockroachjantaparty.org, went live, complete with branding, Google Forms, membership registration, a political symbol and sharply worded manifesto. By its own claims, the platform crossed 25,000 members within a day. And as of May 19th, just 72 hours after launch, the movement has reportedly amassed over 36,000 followers on X and more than 343,000 followers on Instagram. Roughly the speed at which a Gen Z doom-scrolling session turns into political consciousness. Its messaging was intentionally irreverent. A political party for the people the system forgot to count, reads the website. 5 demands, 0 sponsors, 1 large stubborn swarm. The website also takes playful jabs at political culture, declaring, "We are not here to set up another PM Cares, holiday in Davos on taxpayers' salary slip or rebrand corruption as strategic spending." Beneath the sarcasm, however, sat something unexpectedly serious. For a platform born from memes and mockery, the CJP's politics reads less like internet chaos and more like the wish list of an overeducated, over-online and deeply frustrated generation.
पता है वो मुद्दा कौन सा है जिस पे हमारे देश की मीडिया को, हर एक चैनल को लगातार बहुत फोकस के साथ बात करनी चाहिए, और मुझे गर्व है कि हमारे देश की मीडिया लगातार ईमानदारी के साथ उस मुद्दे पे बात कर रही है। वो है झालमुड़ी कैसे बनती है।
The party describes its ideological identity as secular, socialist, democratic and lazy. Its tagline, "Voice of the lazy and unemployed," is both parody and provocation, poking fun at stereotypes, routinely directed at Gen Z and unemployed young people. The CJP's website repeatedly references unemployment, examination controversies, transparency deficits, and what supporters describe as an increasing disconnect between the institutions and ordinary citizens. If politics runs on symbolism, the cockroach is oddly overqualified. Hard to kill, difficult to ignore, extremely adaptable, or as the internet might put it, the ultimate survivor. They tried to step on us, we came back, the website declares. Soon, users began calling themselves cockroach journalists, cockroach activists, and members of a digital swarm. Hashtags such as cockroach power and I am cockroach began circulating online, while photos emerged of young people cleaning garbage dumps and clogged water bodies with placards around their necks reading, "I am a cockroach." A political insult has somehow now become a badge of resilience. And yes, there were campaign songs too, because no Indian political movement in 2026 is complete without a soundtrack.
They call us insects, shadows in the rain. Said we disappear under power and pain. But every broken street, every hungry night, turn the little cockroach into a fight. We survived your slogan, survived your lies, survived your savage and your primetime cries. Cement from the leading golden bar. We built resistance, we're raging love. Kick us down, we rise again. From the gutters, from the stains, every wall.
Although born in satire, the Cockroach Janta Party quickly released a manifesto that struck a noticeably more serious tone. Underneath the jokes about laziness and professional ranting sat a fairly pointed political program, one that sounded less like internet chaos and more like a collective grievance document drafted by exhausted students, overworked journalists, RTI activists, and unemployed graduates who have spent too much time doom scrolling government notifications. At the heart of the CJP's platform are 5 broad demands centered around accountability, representation, and institutional reform. The first focuses on judicial independence. The party argues that judges should not be offered post-retirement political appointments, including Rajya Sabha seats, contending that judicial neutrality should not come with an after-retirement reward package. The second plank concerns electoral accountability. The Manifesto controversially proposes strict action if legitimate votes are deleted, arguing that disenfranchisement undermines democracy and public trust in institutions. Third comes gender representation. The party advocates 50% reservation for women in parliament and cabinet positions, moving beyond the current framework and framing political participation as a question of equal representation rather than symbolic inclusion. Its fourth demand targets media ownership. The manifesto criticizes large corporate-owned media ecosystems and calls for stronger protections for independent journalism while also taking aim at television personalities perceived to be politically aligned. The final demand centers on political defections. The party argues that elected representatives who switch sides after elections should face long-term disqualification from public offices, a sentiment that, judging by the Indian dinner table politics, may have wider bipartisan appeal than many would like to admit. But perhaps most revealingly, the CJP also found resonance in student politics. In one widely shared statement, the platform positioned itself alongside victims of examination irregularities, including paper leaks and evaluation errors, demanding the removal of rechecking fees where mistakes originated with the examination boards themselves. For a generation still traumatized by entrance test uncertainty, leak papers, and technical glitches, that particular message landed way harder than it should have. The speed at which the Cockroach Janta Party gained traction surprised even those who initially treated it as a passing joke. But timing, as always in politics, and internet virality matters. India's youth, unemployment concerns, repeated examination controversies, frustration over institutional opacity, and rising political engagement online created unusually fertile ground for symbolic protest. Many supporters describe the platform less as a serious electoral alternative and more as a language for collective frustration. It started as a joke, but now it's saying things no one else says, one ex-user wrote. Another popular post read, "If asking questions makes us cockroaches, then welcome to the swarm." And perhaps that explains the movement's resonance better than any ideological label. The CJP does not necessarily offer political depth or electoral machinery. What it offers, at least for now, is recognition. An internet-native space where sarcasm and anger comfortably coexist. The memes, importantly, are not random. They are political. Young supporters have created campaign posters, songs, and parody videos. Photos surfaced online of volunteers cleaning garbage dumps and shallow water bodies, wearing placards reading "I am a cockroach," an oddly poetic form of reclaiming an insult. Because if politics today is performance, then the internet has mastered stagecraft. The movement has also attracted attention from public figures. Trinamool Congress MPs Kirti Azad and Mahua Moitro publicly expressed interest in the platform online, lending it an additional layer of legitimacy, even if mostly symbolic. RTI activist Anjali Bhardwaj reportedly engaged with the conversations around transparency-related aspects of the manifesto. That said, no one is pretending that this is a fully formed political machine. No electoral plans exist as yet. Organizers have floated ideas ranging from digital conventions to marches centered on unemployment and youth frustration. But for now, the project remains more internet native than institutionally grounded. Critics, meanwhile, remain skeptical. Some argue the movement risks trivializing serious political questions. Others see it as just another short-lived burst of internet outrage, destined to disappear the moment the algorithm loses interest. And history admittedly is not kind to digital movements that mistake virality for organization. India's internet has launched many revolutions that lasted roughly as long as a trending hashtag. Whether the Cockroach Janta Party survives beyond the news circle remains uncertain. It may fade, it may fragment, or it may remain what it currently is, an unusually sharp piece of political satire wrapped in meme culture. But just in a few days, it has already managed to do something unusual. It converted outrage into participation. In reclaiming a word many viewed as dismissive, supporters turned insult into identity, mockery into symbolism, and satire into organization. But for now, the Cockroach Janta Party may still be more than just a meme movement. But the swarm, at least for the movement, appears very much alive. And if India's political class has learned anything from the internet over the past decade, it is this: ignore online absurdity at your own risk. Sometimes the joke refuses to stay just as a simple joke. Thank you so much.